Atra's pregnant, everyone. Woo! Yeah, congratulations. Wait a minute, how old are these kids? What's up, everyone? It's your boy Scott. Welcome to the Scott Reports. Today I'm bringing you an anime review of Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans Season 2, Episode 22, Episode 47, whichever one you want to call it. So yeah, you heard it right. Atra has Mikazuki's child, and they actually want Cordelia to take care of it. You know, Mikazuki was like, just in case I don't live, I want you to take care of this kid. And she was confused about that till she put two and two together. Like, wait a minute, you don't plan on living through this, do you? And Atra came up and she was like, yeah, why don't you have a kid with him too? And they were all like, yeah, let's do it. Let's just have one big happy family. And Cordelia, because she sees them as kids, she thought it was really cute and kind of laughed it off, but they just had a stone face like, no, we're serious. So even though she admitted that was awkward, that was pretty funny, and that's a big step for the series. So now that means that we have to protect Atra. Do not let her die. She at least needs to live to make sure that this kid survives and grows. And with Gundam, there is no plot armor. They can very much kill her too, but we gotta protect Atra now, people. We really have to, especially with the position that Tekkadan's in. Tekkadan's criminals. And right now, this battle that they had for supremacy or to be the king of Mars has crumbled down. Now it's just a battle for freedom, because we now have our final goal in mind, and that is to get back to Earth and get back to Makanai, because Makanai will be able to wipe their records clean. Tekkadan will be dissolved, but they'll still be Tekkadan. They'll still have each other. They just won't have that name anymore. They'll get to live as regular people. However, they gotta get through Gjallarhorn and the Arnhad fleet first. How many people are going to live through that? That's still that bleakness, even though we have a little glimmer of hope in this episode, which again was mostly set up, and it was focused on the breaking down of characters, the breaking or melding of relationships, as Tekkadan now has a new goal in light of what's all happened. And the thing that I want to focus on the most is probably the biggest part of the episode was the talk between Farid and Orga, because Orga now, he's growing more and more as a character, and he realizes the burden that he's put on everybody else. And he had a conversation with McGillis, because McGillis right now, the rug has completely been taken from under his feet. He has no money. Well, he probably still has money, but he has no power. He has no rank. He is pretty much, and I will say it again, a guy just in a suit. Gjallarhorn does not acknowledge what he's doing right now, because Rustal put that word in everyone's ear that this is a religion, and people have different religions, so we don't have to follow that. Just because this man is in this suit doesn't mean that we have to follow him. And the 7 stars, they bowed out of the battle completely. But now Farid has nothing, and Orga pointed that out. He was like, we joined with you because you have money, you have power, and you promised us Mars. Now that you don't have any of that anymore, we don't have to listen to you. As a matter of fact, you're going to listen to us now, because Orga knows that Farid is just using him for battle, and you can still see that little bit of manipulation there with Farid, with him trying to say, don't you want revenge on your enemies? Don't you want to get like that vengeance for them? And Orga's like, yeah, I do, but think about it. It's because of you that we have enemies to begin with, because Orga realizes that Tekkadan has become something completely different than what he set it out to be. He just wanted freedom for what they were in and make a better life for the kids that was there. And in the midst of that, they laid in bed with certain people, and they end up becoming enemies of Mars. They're enemies of the planet, enemy of the state. Right now with Mars, they can't go back to Mars. Well, they had to sneak in, because the only reason they got there to begin with was because they had to sneak into Mars. You remember Rustal reached out to that man on Mars. I believe he was a major or something, and when they tried to enter Mars, he did at the very least contact Farid and said, you know what, I'm not siding with you, you're a criminal, Rustal's right, but you know what, I owe you. So for that, I'm just gonna act like I don't know who you are, I don't know your whereabouts. You're allowed to come here. I'm wiping my hands clean of it and just gonna act like I didn't see you. But now the ball is definitely in Tekkadan's court, because they take the most loss out of this. They are enemies. If anything goes down, at the very least, if he's captured or something, Farid's probably just going to go to jail, like you seen what happened with the Yoke. But with Tekkadan, they're going to die. They're all going to die, and it's a little bit too late for a betrayal here, because I think that Farid is noble enough to know that he got these kids into this mess. But at the same time, Orga tried to get Tekkadan out of the clear. You know, he actually reached out to McMurdo, not for money, but so he can use him to connect to Restall. And he actually thought about turning the Bale and McGillis in. He was like, look, I will give you them, just let us free. But unfortunately, we have to remember that Rustall is still the enemy of this series. He was like, so you're going to turn him in. Cool, we'll take him. But someone has to take the fall for this, right? Somebody has to be the scapegoat. So you're still in the same position. And, you know, I can't just kill you. No, I got to make an example. I got to wipe out all the Tekkadan because people know what you guys are capable of. You could have wiped us out if you wanted to, or at least that's what legend says. So that was very scummy of Rustall. I mean, he has good strategies again. But, you know, you gotta remember he is the villain in this series. So even with Orga offering to give himself up, he was like, no, I want you all dead. So that puts Tekkadan against the wall. They have to fight their way out. They're branded criminals. This is even trickling down to Cookie and Cracker back in the school that they're in, because now it is televised that they're aligned with Farid and that they are the main aggressors or the enemies in this situation. There's rumors and things going around about these two kids, like they're only in this school because they were funded by blood money, and that's sad because that's a slap to Biscuit's face. Like Biscuit didn't work hard to get those kids there. It's basically like saying like they're mob kids. They were paying for their tuition, they were blood money. It's just affecting everybody overall. And again, Tekkadan has the most to lose in this situation. And Farid, I think Farid wants to see it through just so he can get the victory for himself. I do kind of feel like a little bit of kinship between him and Orga. He's kind of like, you know what, we came this far together, we might as well stay together. But I completely don't believe that he still isn't trying to do something for his personal gain. But what this could do if they get through this, maybe he can take the deal with Makanai as well when they go to Earth to wipe his identity. This could set up, and I'm still reaching for straws, this could set up for another Gundam series, and then we can have him transition to Quattro Vegeta in that way. We'll just have to see. Even though the situation is dire, I really do like that basically Tekkadan's back to where they was with square one. There's no money, there's no friends. They're basically orphans in space, even though they are criminals now and they have to get out of that. But I really like that Orga is seeing through Farid's bullshit and was like, you know what? You're on the same line as us now, so it's going to be our way or the highway. So very good for that. Also with Rustall, I mean, the guy's scum. I never debated that, even though I do like his battle strategies. I do like that he didn't let Eoke go into battle, because Eoke's like, I want to help. He was like, hell no, I'm not letting you lead any troops again. However, Eoke is saying, you know, I'm a humble man. Please give me the chance to wreck ourselves. But you know, right now that Eoke is working on that side of things, maybe his bad luck will go off on Rustall, but get his ass out of there. I don't want anybody else to die by his watch. Also, Farid has been taking a pounding these last few episodes as far as his credibility of godly status. I mean, he's still great, he's still a very good character, but his plan has completely broken down for what we had from the beginning of the series, and everybody's just checkmating him left and right because he put so much stake in getting into the Bale and just making sure that everybody would bow down to him. And when that didn't work, it just seems like he doesn't have a plan at all, but to now use Tekkadan to just mow through Gjallarhorn, and just he takes the victory from there. I still kind of feel that's what he's up to overall. But again, I really do like that Orga seeing through his bullshit. I can't commend that enough, because Orga's definitely grew as a character. He's finally seen what he's doing to the rest of the people, and he knows that, well, he now knows for sure that Tekkadan is going to follow him no matter what, because now going into this impossible situation, he did make the speech where he said, you know what, if it's anybody that wants to get out of Tekkadan now, this would be the time to do it. I know I brought you guys into this. It's not fair. I want you guys to have a better life. So if anybody wants to leave, you can go ahead. And that's where Zach comes in, the character that I call the viewer, because he's always the one pointing out that this is impossible. We're all gonna die. There's no way in hell we can go through this. You guys are crazy. Let's get out of here. And Hush was about to smack him up until Mikazuki said no. But you know, Orgo's like, you know what? He's right. He should be able to leave. We've seen this with Biscuit. We've seen this with Takaki, but not along the lines of Zach. He's like, look, if he wants to leave, let him leave. I'll give him what little severance pay that he has. It's not fair for him to put his life on the line like this, but we have to start anew. we got a new path ahead. We just got to get to Earth. So Fareed as a character, I mean, he's taking a little bit of a knock right now because he's basically elbow to elbow with everyone else. He doesn't have anything raw because even his adoptive father, you know, stripped him of the name Fareed. They were like, well, you're adopted. You're not even blood to this family. So he really has nothing. So I think he really needs to step up in this fight. And I know he will because the guy's a master on that field. But I think he really does need to fight the Tekkadan and get them out of the mess that he got them into to begin with. And no one else is back in Tekkadan. They don't have any money. Any assets that they did have was frozen. Kudelia has been cut off from funding them as well, and she offered to go into the battle with them, but Orga was like, no, this is our cross to bear. We don't want to get you involved. But everybody decided to stand with Orga. Like when he gave that speech, he was like, come on, bro. You got us here. You are our leader. We're going to stay with you no matter what. Mirabet's still on board with the old man. Kudelia is still going to help the way she can. I mean, it was like with her and Mr. Dexter and Mirabet that actually got them to the goal that they were able to. You know, Dexter was like, I still got some money reserved somewhere. It should be enough to get us to Earth. If we can get to Earth, we can reach Makanai and you guys can get your freedom. But Ironhide is right outside, so the final battle is at hand. Again, this was a very good episode, and I really can't say it's been a bad episode of Gundam. Again, this was just another setup episode to get us into the final battle. Death is right at the door right now, so it's either fight or die because they are completely surrounded, and I think these last 3 episodes are going to be the battle, or maybe 2 are going to be the battle, and then the third might be an epilogue. Either way, I'm excited because now the real fun is going to begin. We get to see what everybody's made of. And again, Tekkadan with a new resolve. The resolve for freedom instead of rule. And I cannot wait to see how that ends. Although I am a little bit scared, there's still room for some people to die. And I don't want to lose anybody else. I really don't. And this episode kind of made it seem like everybody's going to make it through. But come on, this is war. We're going to lose someone else, and I tell you, if we lose Akihiro, I am going to lose my shit. So, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here, guys, or this review here, rather. So, let me know what you thought of the episode in the comments below. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like, and if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's not a shortage of content you guys can indulge on this channel, and as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now. You chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.